और मैं एक ऐसे इंसान से मिलता हूँ who is a producer then turned into a photographer and I asked him कि why did you move into photography? He said बड़ा सर दर्द है।
और क्या चाहिए? ठीक है, तो गया बात करने सैलरी की। So my first salary was 5,000 rupees. I told my father, he was a professor university में। तो वापस आओ, तुम झाड़ू पोछा लगाओ यहाँ पे, ज़्यादा 6,000 दूंगा।
By the way, so we have Anand Gogoi today, a guy who moved from the zone of being a producer to become a photographer. Huge transition. जितनी मुझे याद है मुलाकात, आपको मैं एग्जैक्टली बताता हूँ, 2018 की बात है, 2018 it was, and I came to you with a project for this brand called To Be Me, Spencer's Retail. I had a discussion with you. I called you in my office. I wanted to discuss with you. मेरे लाइफ का दूसरा असाइनमेंट और मैं इट वाज इन ईस्ट ऑफ कैलाश और मैं एक ऐसे इंसान से मिलता हूँ who is a producer then turned into a photographer and I asked him कि why did you move into photography? He said बड़ा सर दर्द है। I was like, dude, मैंने अपना करियर शुरू कर रहा हूँ अभी, I'm just starting my first project and this guy is coming to me and saying that, you know, producing something, it's a very chaotic zone altogether in the market. And on the other side, there is this guy who is 25, 26 at that time. I think 25-26 साल की उम्र थी. And I was like, demotivate हो गया मैं सर.
अरे मुझे पता नहीं था।
But 5 years down the line, Touchwood, worked with almost good brands in the space. I think my journey has been quite good enough. Like, happened to meet amazing people like you. People who pushed me through different barriers and do something productive. उस टाइम मुझे शॉक लगा था, अब रियलाइज होता है भाई बहुत
सच बोला था, है कि
बहुत 100% सच, मतलब सत्य था वो। It is a thankless job. It's a very tricky,
difficult job.
Yeah, it's a very difficult profession altogether. But yeah, own pros and cons. Enjoyed the life altogether. Tell me more about you.
See, okay, so I came to Delhi to do my graduation. तो इकोनॉमिक्स में की, समझ में तो कुछ आया नहीं।
कहाँ से?
रामजेस।
अच्छा, nice.
लेकिन पास हो गया 3 साल में।
हाँ।
1 साल और दिया कि 50 लाऊं so that I can give MBA. That time this is 2007.
ठीक है।
So everyone was preparing for MBA, this thing, you know, I forget the exam's name. तो 1 साल और ली कि 50 आ जाए, only then you can give.
CAT and all, yeah.
हाँ, so that time I started working with Stance, मनोज अधिकारी.
ठीक है।
Okay, तो वो भी गलती से, I was sitting on a bench with a friend of mine who used to model a bit. ठीक है, so I was looking for a job that time. I was getting job offers which were decent, corporate वाला. लेकिन मेरे मन में था कि I didn't want to sit behind a desk. You know, at least something to do. It should be more fun. So she told me, oh, there's a friend of mine. I'm like, what do they do? Like, they coordinate photo shoots. समझ में तो आया नहीं कुछ. ठीक है, फिर what do I have to do? It's like, you have to coordinate models. I'm like, वाह. You know, just out of college, you thought it'll be super fun.
Yeah.
और क्या चाहिए? ठीक है, फिर गया बात करने सैलरी की. So my first salary was 5,000 rupees. I told my father, कि पापा ये 5,000. पापा ने कहा एक काम करो, वापस आ जाओ. He was a professor university में. तो वापस आओ, तुम झाड़ू पोछा लगाओ यहाँ पे, ज़्यादा 6,000 दूंगा. नहीं, इतना पढ़ाया लिखा है तुम्हें, and your first salary is supposed to be 5,000. Enough, you know. Yeah. It put me in a boarding school thinking कि बेटा कुछ करेगा. Yeah. And suddenly and my friends are getting 40-50,000 at that point. And I'm telling my father कि my salary is 5,000 rupees. My father was really pissed off. So anyway, I did it still without telling him. My mom knew. तो 1 साल के बाद बोला, I told my father. Father is like, yeah, what are you doing, man? Like, at least ask for a raise or something. So I spoke to Manoj. So he increased it to 15,000 or something. So worked for 2 years. I had fun, yeah. तो production करते थे. मुझे पता भी नहीं था photoshoot होता क्या था.
Right.
See, we used to see hoardings everywhere, but I never thought of it. कि it takes so much effort to get it done. Right. The first shoot I still remember, Nokia के लिए था. When they were doing it in Galleria Market, I think, Gurgaon. तो मैं पहुंचा. So suddenly I see, okay, a person is walking in front of a door. That's it, something like that. Photographer was Ashish Chawla. I still remember. I had nothing to do because I was just observing that day. That was my first day. तो देख रहा हूँ यार 2 घंटे लग रहे हैं एक फोटो खींचने के लिए. You know, that is your first thought. You know, you never think there's so much effort that goes into it. Right. So yeah, that's how it started. Slowly started doing. But I was shocked first day. You know, इतना time लगता है.
The kind of effort, the process it takes for the final.
And I wasn't even involved in the earlier process. I just happened to land on the day of the shoot.
Okay.
Even that was too much for me. Like, बाप रे, इतना काम करना होता है.
Right.
So yeah,
And then you get overwhelmed seeing that 30, 40, 50 people crew.
so many people कि एक फोटो खींचने के लिए कितने लोग चाहिए यार आप बताओ. No, as a layman, I never thought, you need so many people on set or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is quite a thing. Yeah, the first after that you get used to it, but the first one was quite a thing. Then that time that company used to work a lot with Bharat Sikka.
Huh.
So I was involved in the team. So we did quite a few shoots. Yeah, very nice shoots. There, that used to be fun. You're traveling around. So I enjoyed it. Yeah, वो 2 साल अच्छे थे. But then you get tired, because I got tired rather because I'm a lazy person. इतना सुबह उठना ये वो सोचा नहीं.
But in photography, you're not lazy. You are into it.
So once I'm in it,
Huh.
then I don't know, I talk a lot. And that's also to make sure कि I keep everyone's energy up.
Yeah.
नहीं तो ना बहुत people get bored or become very ढीला.
Yeah.
If somebody is there who is, constantly talking or at least
There is
has
this-
that energy,
Yeah.
it does pass on. Yeah, even others get that energy, so they're also not lazy at least.
Yeah.
People are running around. So that's what. Why? Yeah.
So, I mean, you are doing production, you're working in a production house, you're doing quite well for yourself. You happen to meet really great people from the field of photography.
Wonderful people.
Right. Happen to work, being a team member for one of the best brands in India at that time.
Right.
Because what I heard from Ashuji told me, like Stans was doing really well in a time,
very
right? Really, really good. What triggered you to enter in photography? What was the main thing? What was that hook?
Like I said, the first day only when I saw कि यार एक फोटो खींचने के लिए इतनी मेहनत करनी पड़ती है. ऐसा नहीं जो हम सोचते हैं कि just
Right.
taking a picture or something. There's so much effort, and so slowly, and I saw many people like Bharat was one, Ashish Chawla, Manoj Jain. There are many others who I can't remember right now. But it was so fascinating, watching and even the entire process. So automatically, I think you do get interested in that,
Yeah.
in photography when you're dealing with that day in, day out.
Yeah.
So that's how I think that's when I decided, yeah, let me, try at least.
Try.
What's the harm?
Yeah.
Let me try. At the most, I'll fail.
So when this thing happened, you must have called your father again that now I want to be.
So I told my father again कि photography करना है. So father was very chill. He was very nice man. So he was like, okay, so what are the scope? So I told him, after that, like this work, whatever, this. He was always encouraging. He's like, ठीक है. So I had to take a loan, not from a rich family or something. So went to the bank. अब क्या हुआ? Bank में, the bank manager, he's also from Dibrugarh. I'm from Dibrugarh, Assam. So he's also from Dibrugarh. One of his neighbors happened to be an artist in Paris.
Okay.
And he was doing very well for himself. I forget his name completely. A Bengali gentleman.
Okay.
So the bank manager convinced my father कि इसे भेजिए.
Nice.
इसमें बहुत scope है. So I was shocked. Like my father was say 70% convinced. The rest 30%.
He made it.
Bank manager did it for me. My loan was sanctioned within 2 days. Okay, because the manager himself was impressed कि नहीं जा रहा है, अच्छी बात है, or whatever. So yeah, somehow it happened. Yeah.
And then you went to which?
There's this school called SPEOS, SPEOS, SPEOS Photography School in Paris.
Paris. Okay.
In the 11th district.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, went there. And what happened was that to why Paris, I was watching a documentary, Michael Moore ka. It was on US ka healthcare system. I forget the name. There's one documentary.
Okay.
So there they showed a scene in Paris, how healthcare is taken care of. So there were students there. So students are telling how great the healthcare system is. तो मैं बैठा था, मैं सोच रहा यार मजा आ गया अगर पेरिस जा सका कभी. This is just 4 months before going. I just watched that documentary and just that scene I remember, they're in a bar or a restaurant and they're talking how nice it is. So like, काश यार पेरिस में पढ़ सकता था. And within 4 months I was in Paris. So I was shocked. I didn't know how things worked out.
Power of thoughts.
And I think I couldn't get a place. And finally I found a place. There also one Indian student, photography only he was doing, same school.
Okay.
But the landlord couldn't give me an agreement because he was subletting it.
Acha.
Now you have to show your place of stay before you go to Paris for your visa.
Yeah.
Now I was like, what do I do? Then there's a place called Campus France in Delhi,
Okay.
where all the students who want to go to France, they take counseling there and all that. So there, that lady told me, एक काम करो, 15 days का just book a youth hostel on a credit card. The moment you get your visa, cancel it. So I was like, wow, very good advice. So I have a place, but I can't show it.
Right.
But that lady is like, just do this. That'll be enough. And she's like, I'm the one who'll be taking your interview anyway. So don't worry.
Nice.
So
So stars are quite aligned. And
I still can't believe it till date how it happened. Like from the day I thought I'll go or I wish I could go to being in Paris, 4 months I was there,
nice.
which included convincing my parents, getting a bank loan, getting my visas and all that. So everything was sorted there. How till now I don't know. It just happened.
Interesting. So then you came back and started the.
Yeah, when I was there again, my dad got cancer. By the time I came back, he passed away sadly. So 1-2 years went in that. It was a difficult period. Then by 2012, 13, I started properly. At least actively looking for work and all. So yeah, and that time, see, all the people I knew were advertising people because mostly we used to do advertising shoots. अब क्या हुआ? See, nobody's going to give a new photographer advertising work.
True.
Because the budgets that are
Yeah.
so many things.
Yeah.
So how do you do it? You slowly start with fashion and all that. And that time there was no Instagram. So people weren't shooting much.
Yeah.
There were very few brands who were shooting. The other thing was magazines. Now, magazines also, who do you approach? Yeah? You have no idea whom to approach.
Yeah.
So I used to buy those magazines, see the names, credits, whatever, the editor, this is whatever, stylist, creative director, whoever. So I would call up the office. Nobody had personal numbers, but the, say, India Today group, I remember very well. So call their front desk. Then can you connect me to this one at Cosmo or this one at Bazaar or somebody? So kept on trying. Then slowly, calls started coming back or somebody tried me for a project. So like that.
Nice. Nice. But you started your journey completely in the digital era. There was no.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Because, I mean, obviously, when we see the hustle back in those days, the pre-digital era, like the hardcore films, challenges were different altogether. Right?
Today, we try shooting in film for ourselves. How irritating is it?
Yeah.
So can you imagine that time?
And then you see now exactly. So now, imagine.
I'm just going to smoke.
Imagine us shooting in a film format camera these days for ourselves. There is nobody over us on top of our head. We have to do the imagery for us, and we get irritated obviously measuring this thing and setting up the light meter or whatever, like you do the maths. I just think that what would it would have been like shooting an advertising project on film with like 15 people on your head, and you have to get the right shot, right? And you don't know exactly how this shot is going to look like unless the films get developed and all that. So challenges, I'm sure that it must have been like a different ball game.
The only good thing I would say is there would have been very few opinions then. Now everybody can see, and there are 10 opinions at that point in time.
True.
But having said that, the difficulties were much more.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, kudos to the people who did it at that time. And such wonderful stuff.
Amazing. I mean, I see Prabhudas Gupta's work and I see Bharat sir's work.
Brilliant.
Phenomenal. Like, I mean, I personally, I finished my engineering and then I moved to this industry, but I didn't know anything about the industry. Hardcore zero, like. And I entered here accidentally. ऐसा कुछ टेक प्रोडक्ट करेंगे और इंडस्ट्री को रेवोल्यूशनाइज करेंगे. हाँ, मतलब. So back in those days, we used to have a one pitch line statement. There was one liner statement. It's a pitch line statement. So you have to explain the whole business, whatever startup you're doing. You have to explain the whole thing in one line. So our pitch line was revolutionizing fashion industry in the tech space. कुछ पता नहीं है भाई मेकअप आर्टिस्ट कौन है, स्टाइलिस्ट कौन है, आर्ट डायरेक्टर कौन है. And being honest, these terms, we did the Google search. We we went on Wikipedia, saw what are the players, who are the people who make the project happen, and that's how we got to know the terms. And we started 14 May, we came here, started the basic catalog studio. Pay करना था भाई.
14 में which year? कौन सा साल था ये?
2014 May.
Sorry.
So 14 May में मैं दिल्ली में, sorry, 5th June 2014, 5 June 2014 को I came to Delhi. Started my studio on 5th March 2015.
बराबर.
एक studio था partnership में, which I left like in 2-3 months. Go came into picture on 8th October 2015. 8 October 2015 को we started Go. But the agenda of Go was not to produce the content. the agenda was कि भाई bills पे करने, घर से सब कुछ छोड़ के आए, घर वाले पैसे देंगे नहीं, because घर वालों को तो ये भी नहीं पता कि होता क्या है. You understand where, I mean, the kind of background our people have, like where we grew up and all that. And started, I mean, step by step, we started working on multiple things. Client kept us teaching us a lot of things. Happened to meet amazing people. They taught us a lot of things, how to do production, what is the feel like, what is all the structure and all that. But we did it like that. I mean, now for you, when you see the whole transition in the last one decade, 2012, 2013, and 2023 right now, what's the change you see in the field of content right now? Because you happen to be a part of the team where you did amazing campaigns for all the big pan-India brands, national, international brands. And now you see digital where the entry, it's, अभी imagine करो 2012-13 जब भी आप पेरिस पढ़ने गए हो, कट टू 2023 में एक YouTube का कोर्स है,
बराबर,
ठीक है, और मास्टर क्लास है. Right? You want to take the master class of Annie Leibovitz, you can swipe the card and take the Annie Leibovitz class. So entry barrier is gone in a way. Like it's very easy now. And most importantly, for the Indian mindset, I would say it's not about that. It's about now the convincing power which you would need 10 years back to persuade your parents that we want to do something other than engineering or being in a medical field.
It's not.
Now parents understand, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So they are seeing the content and they're seeing. So I mean, just tell me more about how do you see as a photographer, as an artist, how do you see the transition like?
So one thing that has changed everything is Instagram, without doubt. Okay, that has changed the entire ball game. Today, 70% of the shoots we do, if not more, is for Instagram. So that has changed the entire dynamics here, sir. Earlier, you know, our lighting and all used to be such कि magazine में print होगा तो everything should be seen properly, this, that, whatever. So we couldn't experiment as much in a way. In a way, I'm saying, you know. Now for Instagram, so much content is required. People are experimenting and also such wonderful stuff they're coming with there.
True.
In the last few years, the way photography has changed. Visual, बोल रहा हूँ.
Yeah.
Overall, it's unbelievable. It's beautiful. I actually really enjoyed watching, you know, everyone is so good. Okay. Because they are, how do I say it? One, the clients are also more accepting of different types of imagery.
Yeah.
You know, they're no longer कि कपड़े ही दिखाने हैं सारे.
Right.
I'm talking about fashion, especially, you know. So they are also more, they're willing to experiment. They're willing to give new people a chance. And many of these, like you said, are self-taught. So they didn't go through that entire thing of कि light ऐसे ही लगाना है, वैसे ही लगाना है. कैसे भी लगाओ. Anyway, there are no rules here in a way of photography per se. You do it however you want. It should look good in the sense it should appeal to people.
Aesthetically,
you know, aesthetically अच्छा लगना चाहिए.
Yeah.
So that is one huge change. People are willing to experiment. They are doing wonderful stuff, I think.
Yeah.
You know, clients are willing to experiment. You know, and also because there are a lot more people. Say the cost of doing a photo shoot has gone down.
Yeah, drastically.
So that has also helped younger brands do wonderful stuff. Yeah, their visual language is wonderful. You know,
it's very interesting. Nobody like, I mean, I can gauge the point right now. 20 years back, if somebody wanted to launch a brand in any space, FMCG, pharmaceutical, fashion, editorial, like any of the spaces whatsoever, I personally feel that unless the brand would have been having a huge funding or loan from a bank, they couldn't have met that imagery out. But right now, let's say these 20-year-old kids who are in college and starting this t-shirt printing business, they can collaborate and they can start producing the content, the visual part, at not zero, but at a very low minimal cost.
And very good stuff.
Very good stuff. Very good stuff.
I won't say all, but many
Yeah.
are doing at very low cost such wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it feels nice. And also one more thing, because entry barriers are low, so a lot of people are coming in, no doubt. But most of those people are doing such good work that it keeps you on your toes. See, many people get complacent. I did. I know that for a fact.
I wanted to come to that point, yes.
You know, I got complacent because you're like, हाँ ऐसे ही चलता है. I mean, you're supposed to shoot like the कपड़े दिखाने हैं. You get very complacent. Then when you see competition,
Yeah.
and very good competition, like wonderful photographers there, everything, photographers, stylists, everything, makeup, models.
Yeah.
You have to step up your game.
Yeah.
Every day is wonderful.
Yeah.
Because नहीं तो ना आदत पड़ जाती थी, पता है ऐसे जाके ऐसे ही खींचना है, whatever. But slowly, I think in the last few years, that thing has changed. Like, no, you got to step up your game.
Digital changed the game. Digital in the
Talented
past
people,
yeah.
who are there with you.
So I was having the session with Raju earlier today. We are having the same discussion that digital did change the scenario. The entry barriers are very less. People are opting photography, and content is getting produced at an exorbitant, at a very crazy rate right now. I look at the content and I'll tell you exactly. I'm launching two brands. One is a leather brand. Being launched on D2C platform, right? And there is another brand in spices segment which we are launching. And trust me, if me as a producer, because I have everything in house and I'm trying to do the maths, and I'm saying to my in-house to my partner saying that it's going to cost me at least 1 lakh for 1 day shoot to do this shoot. She's getting me those young buddies from Instagram and from social media who are ready to give me almost equivalent kind of content at 1/5 the cost, because these are young 20-year-old kids and they're like, oh, we will love to collaborate. And she's like, bro, why would I pay you 1 lakh to shoot 10 products when my manufacturing cost of 10 products is around 20,000 and I'm just giving them on barter? And they are getting me really good content and they're saying, ma'am, agar ye product hum Ladakh mein leke wahan pe bhi photo khich ke bhi. Because see, it's a very square image. I would say 90% of the content right now, if you see, it's being presented on not more than 5-inch screen. It's all your phone.
Absolutely.
Nobody's literally going, opening the laptop or a PC and then buying out. It's all mobile based, like it's all mobile first kind of thing. So it has changed, and you're 100% right that it's keeping every creative talent on toes. When you wake up in the morning and say, what next? How I'm gonna be different, right? Like there used to be a mood board, and like these 6 shots have to be shot till the moment you will reach on the shoot date, like in the span of 2, 3, 4 weeks, depending upon the brief. And the moment you reach on the set, the client is like, there's a possibility, and the client is like, but वो उस ब्रांड ने कर लिया यार, थोड़ा डिफरेंट करके दिखाओ अभी, तो अब क्या करें, मतलब because we produce I think more than 45-50 shoots happen in both of our studios every month. And sometimes I call my guy and say that, this texture is same at what was shot like 8 or 9 days back. He's like, but this is so fast, because everybody is having that access of Pinterest, mostly because it's all, see, believe it or not, it's all Pinterest, right? So we take those references, we try to be creative, but yeah, wo karna hai, aise hi karna hai. One of the people which I really admire, I happen to work with this guy called Karan Torani, runs this label called Torani. In my 8 years of experience, he's the only guy, when I sat with him and he wanted to get a shoot done, and he literally sketched the whole thing. Okay. And I was shocked, because this is what I was when I was going through all the documentaries and reading the articles and going through blogs of what happens in the international market. This guy was an apt example of that. He made a sketch in front of me. He made 4 sketches. He said, this is what my layout is going to look like. So scout a location as per that. Otherwise, it's always about 250 pictures of Pinterest, and they expect the producer to do some magic so that those 250 different kind of art forms, locations and composition will be found in a single location. वो होता कभी नहीं है.
इसमें क्या पता है? There's a certain amount of laziness on our part. By our, I mean everyone. Yeah. Photographers, stylists, client, everybody, even models. Yeah. Everyone, Everyone starts doing the same because they want to do it easy. Very often, there are so many of the creative directors and stylists are so busy. You can't, like, if somebody is shooting 15 days a month, forget, there are people who are shooting 20, 25 also. I'm just talking about 15 days.
People who shoot 30 days a month.
Yeah. Where will you come up with a new thing?
Yes.
You can't come up with 15, 20 new concepts every month.
True.
It's not possible. And for them, many of them, it becomes just another day ki yaar, just get it done. Do a good job. It's not like not, but nothing new.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the time to think. वही Pinterest से निकाल के लगा दिया.
True.
So that has also become the thing. Even photographers, us also, we are lazy sometimes. Ki forget experimenting. Client will like it, not like it. There'll be 10 other things. Kapde dikhane hai, chalo kapde dikhao yaar. Whatever it is. Sometimes when you want to do, and then somebody will be like, no, yeah, we can't see anything. It has to be so. Those things keep happening. So that laziness comes in. Very few times in last few years have I gotten complete freedom to do what I want, and it has come out well.
Yeah.
I can assure you that much. So that is the thing. I feel people they don't have the time to think of new things. They don't take, see now, say the brand you spoke about, they come up with 2 or 3 campaigns. They put their heart and soul into it.
Yeah.
उनको साल में वही 2-3 करने हैं,
बहुत fab job.
अच्छे से करें.
They're doing fab job.
But somebody who is doing 15 a month is not going to put in that amount of hard work into every 15 shoot of theirs. So that is where I think somewhere that thing
But
comes.
I just want, okay, that's one of the factors. But see, as a country, we, the volume of producing content in India in the fashion editorial space, I think even the Paris, Milan, all these London, all the big cities, I don't think they would be producing more than 20% of what we are producing.
What chance?
But still we are copying. Yeah, we end up copying, sorry to say.
It's a fact. Yeah.
Sorry, but
It's a fact.
we end up copying.
Very often.
Yeah.
And that's
Blatantly.
Diet Sabya sort of a page has been very good.
Yeah.
It's kept a check on people.
Yeah. On the products as well.
Yeah.
If you're copying a product or a piece of earring or a necklace from any other brand,
so
they're gonna eat your life. Yeah.
Thank God for that, because there was a lot of copying going on, to be honest, like direct.
Yeah.
Blatant copying. So at least that has stopped to a great extent by just this one page.
Yeah.
From
People are having that fear. Don't mess up. Don't fuck up. Don't mess up.
Yeah. But it's not fair, no. I mean,
Yeah.
वो होता था, दिखा देते कि ये है, यही करना है.
Right.
So, and you can't even say no.
So this is what I loved about EPIM. When I said with EPIM once, and she was like, because she was the CD at Bazaar, and she's like, I never understood the way of copying, but because the best thing about her is the moment she's on the set, she's gonna create something new, something unique every single time. And all these players who are in the market right now, they're all interned under her once upon a time. But she's one of the most down-to-earth souls.
I'm smiling so much because Appam is one of the people who's helped me the most in terms of my work. I told you, I used to reach out to people for work, and barely any call used to come in. There's that. Appam was one of the first ones who had given me an editorial shoot because I had done something similar when I was studying.
Yeah.
So for some reason, the photographer that shoot happened to pull out or something, and that shoot was a backlit one. Okay, and I had done a backlit thing in Paris. So somehow
that was the same shot. The white sort of dress is a big backlit shot of a bazaar.
Yeah. So this was this model called Maria that time,
Yeah.
So that's how I got, And once I did that, then she really helped me. She's like, okay, ye karna hai. So Appam is one person.
Yeah.
I mean,
You need people
really
like her in the market.
Yeah. She's really helped me out, and even to think better. Think different. So
my first encounter with her was we were shooting in Jaipur last year. I happened to get her on board. I don't know. I met her like accidentally in my studio, and she was just asking everybody who's the guy who's yelling so much in the office. Somebody from my office, he's the boss. Like, but why is he yelling? So I happened to meet her. She's like, why are you so yelling so much? I'm like, this is my high pitch. I'm a party guy. Like I'm on high pitch. But yeah, that 5-minute casual conversation. Luckily, had a project in place and called her to Jaipur for the shoot. Big brands, one of the top mainline agencies, won't name it. But she was like, it's just saying, I mean, we can make it much better. We can beautify the shot. I was like, I don't have much say because they have a set, how agencies work. They have a very set narrative and yeah, वो layouts थे, वो सब कुछ की यार layout पे होगा ऐसे. But happened to work with her again on pantaloons. Client loved. In fact, I loved it. Full on energy. The best part, honestly speaking, the kind of attitude she carries is insane. I remember we were shooting for this campaign for pantaloons. Big campaign. Models flown down, they flew from Mumbai and all that. And we are looking at EPIM. I'm asking, where is she? So she is here. She's there on time, before time. But she's in the kitchen. And she's making that cold pressed juice for everyone. Wow. I'm like, it's my money at stake right now. But yeah, it will take sweet time for makeup, hair and change and all that. and she made juice, the cold pressed juice for everybody. She made some breakfast or something for everybody. And I was like, this is the kind of attitude which you need to carry. I mean, that it shows that you have made it complex in your head. That's a big shoot, big project, but everything is just a project. And if your pre-planning is spot on, it's going to be seamless. And that was the case with her, and that was the case with the whole team. So they were 100% sure about that these are the 6 to 8 layouts which you're going to shoot every day. These are the variations. And they did it fantabulously well. And I think that's the attitude which everybody should carry on the floor as well. Now, imagine a person like her who happened to shoot. She shot more than, I think, 50, 60 covers for Bazaar. I think more than that. Shot with Hollywood celebrities as well. But when you go on a floor with her, and like let's say a 20-year-old kid who just entered, same, आपकी तरह जैसे एक production में आ गया और वो देख रहा है, wow, this is also a way to work. Otherwise, we create so much of chaos and noise unnecessarily. Even I do it at times. But I do it for the sake of having a seamless experience. Because आपको पता है कि अगर shoot अच्छा हुआ तो anybody can take the credit. Shoot खराब हुआ तो producer is, अरे he fucked up badly. हाँ, right. So I keep that thing in mind. In fact, I always yell at team. But that's for their betterment. I mean, I don't want to take the credit. I never take the credit. If you, even in your case as well, like if you remember, I hardly take any group pictures, group photos. मैं नहीं लेता हूँ कभी भी नहीं. मतलब मेरे को लगता है कि यार मैंने कुछ किया नहीं है. It's a team who wakes up at 4 in the morning and getting everything sorted. And I remember like Abhishek is not here. Abhishek in Masuri shoot. Nobody saw Abhishek. Right? वो रात भर बाहर है.
Unbelievable है. पूरी रात टेम्पो से गया है.
Yeah. पूरी रात यहाँ से वहाँ से. So that's a commendable job, and I really appreciate. That's the kind of experience we want to build. If you look at the way we work, we always keep a team. कि यार वो चिंदी चोरी मत करो यार. There should be a certain POC for a certain job, and they know their.
और हंसते हंसते कर रहे हैं.
Yeah.
No one's grumpy, and it's 4 in the morning. Nobody wants to be awake at that hour. But everyone's doing their job with a smile, so that we all can execute it properly.
Yeah.
That was, yeah.
So yeah, we need those kind of people. Now, I mean, when you see the market from the consumer perspective, like as a consumer, you also go and buy stuff online. Do you think there has been a huge shift in the behavior of a consumer? Because remember those days when an ad like ad of Nirma like come on TV, on Doordarshan, or Maruti's Papa Ki Kara Petrol Khatam Nahi Hota, the amazing ad. I love that ad from my childhood days. And now there are so many ways to produce a content. There is a mainline piece of content, then there is digital, then there is social, then there is PR as well. PR agencies also collaborate with a lot of these content creators and create content and all that. How do you see it? Like, do you think we are able to produce that amazing content the way the people used to produce like 20, 30 years back, as in the ideas and...
See, percentage wise, see, that time, say out of 100 ads, say 80 would be good, 20 may not be. Today, it may be the other way around.
Yeah.
Because it may be the volume has increased so much.
Yeah.
So that sort of a quality is definitely not there most of the time. That I will say. Like, overall, the good content is very good. There's no doubt about it. But as a percentage, it is much less compared to then. That time it might have been even 60-40, 60 good, 40 not so good.
Yeah.
Today it's the opposite.
Yeah.
40 good, 30 good, 70 not so good. So that has changed, yeah, without doubt. Also because see, now I haven't watched TV for a very long time, I'll be honest.
Same here.
Okay, YouTube में देखा है, Netflix
13 years
सब में ही देखा होगा. TV तो मैंने देखा नहीं. IPL के time भी वो streaming करते हैं.
हाँ.
So whatever ads come there, so those are of course professionally shot. There's that, but when you open YouTube, every video में there's ad.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you'll realize the quality thing that I'm talking about. Where not all the ads running are great. Although just some time back we were talking about how people are producing such great content, but it is great, but the percentage of that good content is less now as an overall thing. So that I'll say, especially that video may have seen in YouTube and all, the sort of ads that run, they're not very often, it doesn't even seem very professional, to be honest.
The message is not clear most of the times. I personally think the message has to be clear. Yeah. That was I remember like I watched this documentary. I was traveling from Bareilly with one of my friends who happened to be the agency guy who was running this boutique agency, a small stint that time. And he said that, why don't you watch this documentary? I forgot the documentary name. This documentary is about the advertising, the hardcore advertising, the guy who launched MTV in USA. How he persuaded the federation in USA who gives the permission to get that, the frequency to launch the channel. So they said, okay, this is a channel which is gonna play music 24/7. They said, are you crazy? How come a channel which is just playing music 24/7 is gonna be successful? This is crazy. But the ad which he wrote was insane. And he was the main guy who wrote the most famous ad of Tommy Hilfiger. So Tommy Hilfiger, if I don't know whether you remember it or not, when you say that's an overnight success, Tommy, the ad was overnight success. So what that ad was like, so they went on the world's most premium street, the Fifth Avenue Street in New York. They put the hoarding and they write the world's the world's best four designers, the world's best top four designers are. And they wrote like R dash 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 L dash dash dash. Everybody knew Rolf Lauren and all that. So three names were like that. And the fourth one was T dash 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 H dash dash dash. And then on the last line of the copy after this was, this is the logo of the least known of four. And that was Tommy Hilfiger logo. So first three designers everybody knew. They were the world's renowned designers. And fourth was Tommy Hilfiger. Nobody knew Tommy Hilfiger. The store gets launched next day. Boom. There's a waiting period of days. And Tommy was never in favor of launching that ad. He said, you're going to screw my name before I launch it. But his partner persuaded him. And very few people know that one of the partners of Tommy Hilfiger brand was an Indian.
Achha.
Was a guy from Mumbai. I think he was an export-import of fabrics or something like that. He was one of the founding partners, as far as I remember, was for Tommy. So those were the ads which we studied. And these are the kind of ads, this is the kind of content which I would love to produce. And I find challenges finding those right partners.
See, now having said that, no, I've also realized one thing that time, sir, to develop an ad and to finally execute it and everything, even the agencies got a long time.
Yeah.
And it's the same with them, like how it's with us, I think.
True.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Now I think they also don't get the time.
Yeah.
Most of the time, they don't get that amount of time or even budgets or whatever. They don't get it. So that's why I feel they have also.
Yeah.
They're in the same boat as us, yeah, in a way.
Yeah.
मतलब जल्दी करना सब कुछ. And the moment you go for.
But do you think it's worth it in the long run?
Not really, but I think here is the other problem. Now you need content so often that nobody's getting the time to actually sit down and really think about it and do something. कि अभी produce करना ही है. कुछ भी हो, in a week or in a month on your Instagram, these many posts have to go up. There's that. It's for every brand, big brand se leke even as young designer, everyone has to post, these many posts some week, month, whatever it is.
But this is a norm which we have set in a way.
We have set, definitely.
Honestly speaking,
Definitely.
I personally feel that if your content is great, you don't need to push it. I mean, I personally feel that people should be just looking forward to your next piece of content. But it can be happening in next week, or it can happen in next month, or maybe the next quarter. But they should wait for your next piece of content.
Correct.
Because I think that will also this is what the advertising is about. Setting every brand exclusive and apart from the competitors. So same, like if let's say 50 brands we work with in fashion space every year. Even if a brand or two says, okay, no, I'll just post one piece. Acha, for that matter, if you look at international brands, they're not that heavy on social media. It's us, the Indian brands only, right? If you pick up any international brand in the fashion space, the lifestyle space, they will do sweet one post in 2 or 3 days, or like 7 to 10 posts in a whole month. On the contrary, we shoot one and we put like 50 pictures like in a week, like in like 3 days.
So, maybe it's that thing to be visible here, that we discussed, no? There's so many brands here compared to anywhere in the world.
True.
Probably that is where just to be in public memory, you have to be so regular. Maybe that, I don't know. I'm just guessing.
And I think the amount of money you need to generate content in India is comparatively much cheaper. Much cheaper. Now imagine for a normal shoot, if you're shooting in Paris or in London, you should have at least a budget of 10 to 15,000 pounds. A normal shoot, which is around 10, 15 lakhs. Here you can produce, and you know the numbers, right? It's insane. So that's the thing. But I mean, as a photographer right now, Anand, how would you like to see yourself in the 5, 7, 10 years down the line? To set, how are you planning are you planning any game?
I'm not, to be honest. One thing, definitely work on myself, on my work. Not have the same thing. Basically, that is one very important thing I realized. When you slowly, I feel I should keep changing my. I don't have a particular style anyway to start with. It's. I would prefer rather not have. कि ऐसे ही खींचना है. Then my mind also becomes very blocky. मुझे पता है यही खींचना है. That becomes boring, yeah. And every situation is different. So I don't have any of that. But yeah, I need to keep improving definitely, yeah. In whatever way. Maybe how I
How do
conduct
you?
myself.
I mean,
Anything.
what's the exercise like? How do you improvise? I mean, do you study? Do you read? I mean, do you go travel? Like, what's like the process like?
So everything, you read. Reading, I think, is very important. एक तो पढ़ाई, मतलब generally anything, any literature, not just photography books or whatever. You just any literature you read, that is important. Then see, we see so many visuals, those influence us automatically. It might be even some videos on YouTube, जो भी देख रहे हैं हम, those also influence us somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe subconsciously. Then nowadays, like we said, we see so many so many images everywhere. Instagram खोलो, हम सब तो Instagram में देखते रहते हैं.
True.
So those things also influence us. Maybe the Indian imagery also and the imagery from abroad also, those also say, what do you say? Yeah, influence us.
Influences, yeah.
So that is the thing. I don't think I have any particular. मैंने कभी सोचा नहीं है actually कि how do I get influence.
But you enjoy the game. What I've seen on
Yeah.
you always enjoy the game. You always keep the game up. Everybody's energetic.
And I try to do things at least different. May not look different to the client.
Yeah.
But at least in my head, I try to do it.
Yeah.
A bit differently, whatever I can. Not every shoot, but you try to do something else. Okay, और क्या कर सकते हैं, Okay, this is done, basic is done, this is sorted. What more can we do? Just a bit more, कुछ और कोशिश करके देखते हैं. Let's see.
Right.
See, not always will it work out, but that's part of life. Yeah, that's fine.
You have to keep pushing.
You have to. Yeah. Many times you will. It may not go according to plan. It has happened with all of us. I can't think of anybody whom it may not have happened to.
Yeah.
But that's the name of the game. Try. Then, like we were discussing earlier, like how even using film, that also helps in a way. Then you're thinking very differently.
Yeah.
Because many of my personal shoots, I only take a film camera. और जितना हो सके यार, and that also is, see, I'm learning. I slowly because I never shot on film before. So there also you experiment a little bit.
There's a different fun in that.
Yeah, it's super fun, yeah.
We started shooting behind the scenes on sets with films. Utkarsh used to do a lot. Utkarsh used to like.
नहीं, मजा आता है, बहुत मजा आता है.
वो दूसरी बात है, उसके 6-7 रोल पड़े हुए हैं पिछले 1 साल के शूट के, उसने कभी डेवलप नहीं करा है. I'm like, what are you waiting for? Aging or what? Get it done. But yeah.
It's super fun, yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing, because I mean, see, when it comes to me as a person who is a part of the fraternity, I want to do something creative. That's one. Something different. Try to at least. But at the end of the day, I'm a producer. Whatever the client or agency says, I'm like, yes, we're done. We try to say.
That's for us also, yeah. Like I said, 1 or 2 times you get where you get the full freedom to do whatever you want. Luckily, recently I've got quite a few.
Great.
But otherwise, no. See, they also, again, I won't blame them also. They have a particular thing in mind.
I think they're also answerable to the stakeholders in the company.
Yeah, probably, or
so
very often the creative director, and nowadays a lot of stylists are also creative directors, they have something in mind.
Yeah.
So it is also when I've looked at it and I've taken up the job, it's also my responsibility in a way to deliver that also.
Yeah.
Because that's what they have told the client, this is what we are thinking of. So I also have to listen to my stylist or my creative director to a large extent.
Yeah.
Because they are the ones who are answerable to the client later on. So those things are also there. So sometimes it's good, sometimes it's that's okay. Chalta rehta hai.
It works like that, yeah.
Yeah.
We always show our best work, but
See,
हटा दो उसको, किसी को पता नहीं चलना चाहिए.
We all have done, जो हम कभी दिखाते नहीं है.
नहीं, we and also we try to make sure कि किसी को पता नहीं चलना चाहिए कि we were a part of it, at least for me. I didn't do anything.
So, earlier I was very conscious of this. ऐसे वैसे कुछ ना लगा देना. Now in the day of Instagram, you can't do much. Everybody puts up anything.
No, I have
and see, for them it's a shoot done by you, which is fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I may not have had the freedom, or I was asked to do it in this particular way, so I wouldn't want to put it up.
But see, honestly speaking, I'll tell you exactly, this is where my question comes in. I think we should talk about as a fraternity because we do have a responsibility, and the younger generation is coming in. I think we should also talk about our failures as well.
Sorry.
Failures as well,
बराबर.
right? Because we try to glorify our social media and our websites like in such a way ki, where the youngster is coming and saying, fuck, this is how it's gonna be like, this is how it should be like. But we also have those days in the low pace, the low days, like where we also do produce or execute a very average content game. And these younger generations, I mean, they feel adrift saying that, oh, ऐसे तो होता नहीं होगा, but ऐसे होता है because I won't name, but I've seen works done by senior people in the industry, and I saw the image and I'm like, are you 100% sure? Because somebody shows me, I was like yeah, 100% affirmative. Like I was like, but it cannot be like this. But they have also done that thing, and I think we should be open to accept ki this was not one of the best works, and it's fine because as you just said that we are also answerable to some stakeholders somewhere, sitting somewhere,
Yeah.
right? We also know, like you and me, whenever we work, we also know that this image can be shot in this way, in a better format. But then there is this digital agency coming in, नहीं ये तो इतना ही banner चाहिए. Somebody else comes in, नहीं हमें कपड़ा ऐसा ही दिखाना है. Somebody else comes in, नहीं, we want everybody to look into the camera, or we want everybody to look away from the camera. We want everybody to have attitude. We want to have a... We know that that's not the moment. This is some different zone. But yeah, eventually I'll say, okay, yaar.
See, that's where, like, we faced it.
Yeah.
एक तो वो banner में वो problem आ जाता है. Plus, there's so many instructions going in at one point. Now, even the people are confused.
That has to change. As a producer, I say, even I feel sorry when any photographer is on the floor and there are like 6 people on top of it. I feel bad that, oh, this is where I failed as a producer, because I do have the authority to say, hey, let the person do the job. And you can decide it like 2 minutes down the line. Let the person get into the zone, get the content done, and then you
Then give your
go through
opinions.
it. Yeah, right. Because I feel bad, but I'm trying to change the game.
Also, what happens, like now you tell someone, I don't know, it hits their ego or what is it, they get offended. Sometimes I'm like, listen, let me do my job. You let me know your comments later. Firstly, your job is something else. I'm not even for once getting into your job.
Right.
I don't like the way you're doing whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, that is the client, for the client to do. If I have to, I'll just come and tell you, listen, you might want to change this,
Yeah, right.
Yes, see if you want to, but that's your choice, You are the one who's doing this job. So I would suggest you don't come into what I'm doing.
True.
And see, our our work is very subjective.
True.
This might be pretty to you, it may not be pretty to me.
Right.
The light might be nice for you, I might feel, no, this is too soft, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So there can be hundreds of opinions.
Yeah.
So that is where, because you've hired a person, looking at his work,
Let the person do the job.
let them do their job. You hired them for a certain reason. Let them do their job.
That's what I heard from Ranvijay. So we were having this discussion, and Arvi told specifically, like in India, people pay an artist to tell the artist what to do. Abroad, they pay and say whatever the hell you can do, because we are paying you for your expertise. Now you do your magic. We are not going to intervene in that. Over here, it's like, Baba, apun
पैसा दे रहा है.
पैसा, see,
पता नहीं what it is.
कि पैसा दिया, it's about खरीद लिया भाई 10 घंटे के लिए. तो भी तू मेरी सुन, मैं जैसे बीन बजाऊंगा और वैसे तू
That's the
चलेगा.
thing, everyone is there to comment on your, or what do you say, get in your way rather than let you do your work.
Not my place to say, but at least I can speak for myself. I mean, most of the times, I personally feel that there is a bit of a validation crisis.
Definitely.
A lot of people create noise on the floor because of the validation crisis. They want to show that we are the ones who are running the show. And bhai, kyun?
And not just that, sometimes it is that I'm actually working.
Yeah.
Yeah, forget whatever I'm doing about my job, but no, I'm completely involved for getting.
No, I mean, we worked on a brand, and we saw when you worked on a brand with some other production house as well, and we saw the kind of chaos happened one day.
Yeah.
I was like, dude,
It was here only.
yeah. Why is it happening?
You've seen that.
So clarity. I mean, touchwood. Then we did a lot of gigs with the brand, and nothing happened. Not even a single time. I don't know. Maybe we were like clear about what we are delivering and how we are delivering it, but nothing as such happened.
And those were very tough shoots.
Yeah.
सुबह सुबह उठ के पहाड़ों में हम चल रहे हैं. बारिश आ गई.
True.
Thunderstorms are happening.
My
We
God,
are worried whether we'll be able to shoot.
So for the world, I'm the producer, but we were shooting for a brand in Masood, and Anand was shooting at some other location, which was around 1.5 to 2 kilometers away from the main spot. And when it started raining, it was like on the verge of the mountain, and I was literally holding the tent, like getting drenched in
गिर भी
rain.
गया, बहुत सारा सामान गिर भी गया.
And a lot of sourcing the stylist stuff,
yeah.
it went off the mountain. It was insane. But
So,
yeah,
in such challenging circumstances, we did a pretty good job, I think.
Yeah.
And whereas in a very controlled environment, things didn't go well. You know, it was a very controlled environment.
yeah,
But still, so that's what, you know, I mean,
yeah.
it can get
It went haywire.
dicey sometimes.
No, but I personally feel, Anand, I mean, if your pre-production is sorted, you gauge the person, everybody in the crew, like properly. I think executing a shoot that 10-hour shift, 9-hour shift won't be a challenge.
Absolutely.
Trust me.
Agree.
I mean, we know exactly what's right, what's wrong, what can go wrong, what can go right, where to fix it, what's the gray area like, and we plan it and we notify everybody in advance. कि यार कल को आके ना don't create ruckus on the floor, don't create stress, because we are also working our asses off. I remember like for your shoot only like, hey, why are you calling the photographer 2 days prior? I said because I'm paying him extra. Right, I literally fight for you. I had to fight for your numbers if you remember.
मसूरी वाला ना?
Yeah. I had to fight for your numbers. I said because so like why are you paying? I was like because I want this guy 2 days prior to the shoot because he has to do recce with me. It's not a small shoot. It's like a 3-day shoot. But touch wood, we had great producers from the brand.
Recce we are in the mountains where it's not so easy to do.
Yeah.
That we're doing 2 places. Remember FRI and then Mussoorie. And thank God we went and did that recce.
Yeah. But brand also understood, the producers from that side, they also understood well कि हाँ ठीक है, if he's doing something, he must be doing with that understanding or like experience. And they respected that eventually कि it was a good decision. I said yeah, because 2 दिन 3 दिन अगर तोड़ के हम we're working on something, we did it like
So it well.
Yeah.
जब कर ही रहे
तो अच्छे से करो.
अपना मतलब अपने तरफ से तो पूरा मेहनत करते हैं.
Yeah.
There's so most of the shoots. Have you ever seen any recce? People don't go. I mean, it's just okay. हाँ shoot है यहाँ पे आ जाना whatever. And that I can understand. People are also busy and all. But somewhere I feel that becomes unfair to the client. Yeah, मतलब it's a very not a very serious attitude कि हाँ shoot के दिन देख लेंगे whatever, because then you are screwed.
Exactly. So this is my point. I personally feel that whenever we are on the floor, the guy who's literally writing the check, he's not on the floor. He or she is not on the floor. And we should be answerable. We have to do justice with that. Because that person whose money we are spending on the floor, the person is not physically available. He's giving you that freedom. We need to do the justice with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And I mean, forget about it. Obviously, when you're doing 15 gigs a month or 12, 20 gigs a month, we're like, हाँ देख लेंगे, देखा हुआ है. I like देखा हुआ है, आपने एक अलग perspective से देखा हुआ है. This brief is different. The location can be same, but this brief, the treatment, it's completely different. The weather is different. You shot in summers, the light was different. It's a winter right now. The light will be different. The span is less. How are you going to plan the same number of shots? And anyways, those times are gone. I mean, I don't know, in my career recently, I have seen any mood board coming to me saying that DJ, these are the 6 shots. Fuck, these are 60 shots. Those 6 shot days are gone.
Oh, chala.
So we have to be like mentally present for every single execution. Right? We cannot compromise on anything.
And that's the pre-production thing that you're talking about, where that is so important.
Yeah.
You know, कि set पे ये नहीं कि लाल पसंद नहीं है, पीला डालो, this, that. No, you should know what you want everywhere.
Abhi, we have a shoot, Anchit is in fact coming with us. We shoot on 12, 13, 14. It's a 3-day shoot in Jaipur. We did the recce last week.
Plan
it well. You have enough time. You know exactly, you have gone through the space, you have gone through the property, you know every single angle. And my team also can plan it well, ki even if it's gonna rain, because it's monsoon now, if it's gonna rain, they know exactly how to swipe it from shot A to shot B. They know it exactly. But if you're just traveling to that property, that location, 1 day prior, chalo recce karenge ek din pehle bhi pahunch gaye, you don't know what you're gonna do. Your mind will it will get stuck. You are a human anyways. Like,
having said that shoot, Mussoorie wala, the saying, one person, Kaveri, I really want to give her credit for one thing.
She's an amazing person.
That girl had everything sorted. She was up till 2 in the morning, whereas 4 o'clock hame uthna bhi.
I would like to thank her.
It's unbelievable.
I've seen people working, but at one stage of, at one point, and I was like, I haven't seen such a hardworking client. Dude, so we were shooting from like, you were there, Anshul? Masuri.
मसूरी में था.
So we started shooting. We left our hotel at 5 or 6. We started rolling at 8 to some other mountain nearby. We were shooting till 6. We came back to the hotel at 8. Then we were sitting, chilling and all that. At 11:30, we planned to sleep. At 12:30, we planned to sleep because we have a next day again. And 12:30, we're going to our rooms. I don't know, me or Utkarsh came back again to pick a water bottle or something. And she's there opening her laptop. I said, why? He's like, but ye bhi karna hai. I was like, yes, but it can happen tomorrow as well. It's not a
That could have been done, yeah, but he was
hardworking, very hardworking person. Very hard. I mean, that I respect the hustle. I literally respect the hustle. And I love, I mean, same before her, I happened to meet this person, Bhavna from Coos. Now she's in Flipkart. Amazing hardworking person. Again, like she is
there are lots.
into the
You
game.
know, you know, there are some, but many.
Yeah.
So when you don't see that,
Yeah.
then you feel disappointed.
Yeah.
You know, जब shoot पे आते हैं, you see a very lackluster attitude. You know, not
Yeah.
without much preparation. See, you have done your preparation, how much of, but it's a team thing.
Yeah.
Everybody has to be prepared.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's got to do their pre-production, be it anybody, you know.
True.
So when you see someone is not there and everyone else has done their job, that is sad.
Yeah.
You know, so that's very unprofessional. I feel bad, and it happens often. Yeah.
No, I know that. I know. I've
That
seen
becomes
that.
a bit difficult.
I have seen that. But no, I mean, I respect those kind of clients who are like equally hardworking and passionate and imbibed into the process.
See, then you also give in even more.
Yes.
When you see it from one end,
Yes.
somebody is working that hard
Yeah.
to pull something off,
Yeah.
you automatically, you know, do a bit more. So that's why we talk about why I talk so much or be so energetic.
Yeah.
So I try to keep the energy up so that other people also have that energy throughout the day.
They reciprocate.
These are long days, you know, and often in very trying circumstances, you know. So you need people to have energy. So
Yeah.
you have to set that example. The moment somebody sets an example, others will follow. Many others will follow.
I personally feel that, you know, I ask this question to everybody, every photographer slash stylist slash art director slash creative director, everybody. And I ask them one question that tell me the shoot which you worth remember. So I tell them the shoot which you're going to remember is the kind of experience you had on the floor, not the imagery.
Absolutely.
Shoot ho jayega, content aa jayega.
हर जगह हो ही जाएगा.
But
यार.
exactly. So, and they're like, yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. You picked the right now. I said, you'll always remember the kind of experience you had on the shoot.
Absolutely. And every experience is different.
Yeah.
But वो बहुत matter करते हैं यार.
Yeah.
And see, that also reflects in the output also.
Yeah.
There have been times when there have been very grumpy people on set, everything, and
Yeah.
people are just being rude and mean to
Yeah.
each other. I know you can see on the model's face also. See, if the atmosphere is
That
so
is
grumpy,
so true. That is so
what-
true. So I
we are
have,
humans, yeah.
yeah,
At the end
I
of the
have
day.
seen people complaining about specific models that they're leaving the set, that the shoot is not done, they left the garments. I said, even I get stuck at situations where I'm shooting 12, 14 hours, but nobody has said anything to me. They will charge, which I will definitely pay, but they will never be grumpy about it. You know, we don't want to do it because it's the kind of experience we bring on the floor. We take care of everybody.
Absolutely. It matters a lot.
I always say it like, if you look at our studio, I say that if somebody is not respectable to Raj, here's my spot, you know.
Correct.
If somebody is not respectable, I'm gonna tear you apart and throw you off my property. As an artist, as a creative professional, if you're doing some justice for those 10 hours on the floor, it literally matters that how do you treat your guys, your boys. Your boys gonna wake up at 4 in the morning, go down at 5, reach there at 5, load the stuff, leave from there 5:36, reach the location at 7:30, unload all the stuff, get your lighting done at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock you can enter and you can order your black coffee, some brew, something specific. Pack up the shoot, go back home. The same process goes for them again, and they reach their home back again at 10 or 11.
The amount of hard work they put in is not a joke. And they go beyond. See, my light guys are supposed to only do the lights. Very often at shoots, they help with everything else.
Yeah.
I'm like, Sanjay,
Yeah.
who I work with a lot, I'm like, Sanjay babu, thoda help kar do na. I'm like, sir, koi nahi. That's not their job, but they do it so that we get the things done easily, seamlessly.
And trust me, they're not paid.
They're not paid for that. They're not even paid overtime, very often.
Yeah.
But they still do it. They put in so much work. So I can't have somebody disrespect them.
Yeah.
If they haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah.
If they've done something wrong, that's a different matter. But not for nothing. You know, यार मेहनत कर रहे हैं. You know, they are doing the best they can.
True.
And firstly, you shouldn't talk to anybody
Yeah.
badly. You know.
So I used to get hyper earlier, but the thing with me is like I always do the constructive criticism with everybody, even with my family, with my dad as well. So I tell them where you went wrong. And my kind of relation is like, even if I yell at somebody, anybody on the floor, I will be the one. I mean, my team has seen it all. Like, Ravi is my lights guy, like who usually comes and all that. I call him in my office and we sit and eat lunch together because मेहनत कर रहे हैं वो लोग यार, right? So I was shooting for this menswear brand 3-4 years back. I was doing the campaign, and this brand head from the company asked the photographer that is he the producer? He's like, yeah, but then why is he sitting on the floor and eating lunch with them? And the photographer said blandly, like आपका काम हो रहा है.
हाँ, बराबर.
वो क्या कर रहा है अपने पर्सनल टाइम में उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. मतलब आपके साथ बैठ के 3-4 इंग्लिश स्लैंग्स लगा देगा और अच्छे से कम्युनिकेशन में बात करेगा, doesn't make him a good producer. And I'm always upfront about it. Always great.
That really reminded me, Ravi, long back.
Yeah.
So I had a show in Chhatarpur or somewhere. I didn't have a car. So उस टाइम भी Uber होते नहीं थे. So Ravi took me in his. He was a light guy. He took me. He brought his car. And he took me along, got the shoot, made sure he dropped me back home.
Yeah.
So these are the guys we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know, who've gone way beyond what is required of them.
Yeah.
Just to help you out or whatever, you know. So that's what, you know, these people have been very, they're a big part of our shoots. We
should literally do a show, do an kind of gathering where we address them and honor them. Trust me.
बहुत मेहनत करते हैं.
They do really hard work, and same goes for like couple of these boys from the sport team who usually come on project basis. There's a boy in our team who we usually call super pumped, hard working, always down to earth, into the game. But this is the thing, you know, which I liked about the Mumbai culture, because when I shoot there, there's a mutual respect everywhere.
Yeah.
You know? Nobody crosses the line. Right. Delhi में it's more of the like, you know, हमने खरीद लिया तो मैं बता देंगे.
Attitude sometimes.
Not everywhere, but yeah.
You know, sometimes they are the most professional people on set.
Yeah.
You know, more than any of us.
Yeah.
They are the most professional people on set. They are doing their job at least without complaining, without anything, you know, and not getting into anybody else's way.
Right. So true. Because I've been doing a couple of assignments in Mumbai. Amazing experience. Same goes for Bangalore as well.
Very sorted,
Yeah. In fact, it all depends upon the kind of culture you want to build.
Yeah.
Trust me. I mean, I am very open about if I don't like a particular creative guy on an assignment, I put my foot down and say to the client that I don't want that guy on the set. You want that particular guy to work on your assignment, but I don't want that guy. So either you choose the person or you choose me. I'm ready to let go of the project. Because we see it in and out. Or I think in our studio only, that's what I was telling Ashu कि हमने ambient का treatment change कर दिया पूरी industry का. When we started ambient studio and we started shooting for brands, and a lot of brands come to us as well. So we have that ethical policy. We won't cross the line. यार जैसे your client called me up saying that, you know, sir phone किया वो बात करो.
नहीं, मैं नहीं बोला था.
Because clear है.
Exactly.
Right. Never cross the line. And I always teach everybody in my group कि keep your ethics in check every single day, and you will have a very honorable life.
Yeah. And see, that's where, like, for example, say that guy, my client calling you up. I know that's not a problem. I only gave him the number. And client is also very this thing. He asked me, can I speak to DJ? I'm like, of course, sir.
Yeah.
And वो ना security से आता है, पता है सर? यहाँ बहुत सारे लोग बहुत insecure है.
I know.
See, for us, if somebody is talking to you, so big deal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That day, there's some party, Anubhav Sood, me and Raju, we were there. Client comes up like, अरे मैंने तो तुम तीनों के साथ काम कर रखा है. बोले, अरे सर अच्छी बात है, very good. So, you know, you have to be secure about that.
Yeah.
And at least among this generation of photographers, I've seen that. Because many of them I know. You know, they're very secure. Yeah, nobody's jealous of each other.
Yeah. And you need to have a very healthy environment.
Yeah. हम जब मिलते हैं ना बातें ये भी
Even at
about all this rubbish that
Walia's wedding, everybody met.
all of us were there. Yeah.
Everybody was there, right? So you need.
Super fun.
I mean, I personally feel that you focus on your game,
Yeah.
and things will fall in place for you. Focus on your game. Believe in your process.
Instead of doing other rubbish, if you improve yourself,
Yeah.
your work, it will happen. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
there's no rocket science per se about it. Work hard, हो जाएगा.
Yeah.
You know, and I really like that security out here. You know, so sorry. I really like that security out here. कि our generation में, not all, of course, we discussed about all of that. At least that's not there. You know, people are fine. They're like, ठीक है, कोई नहीं, कर लेंगे यार. I know so many times clients have gone from saying me to Raju or Raju to me or
Yeah.
it's their choice, yeah.
Yeah. It's his money. It's her money.
Her money, they can choose whoever.
Yeah.
That's not gonna mean like, oh, Raju, I mean, whoever, XYZ के साथ मेरे, I mean, I'll have some this thing. No, we're all friends, eh?
So we started, I started my journey with catalog shoots. And I happened to work with good brands who were in hardcore in the marketplace model, selling fashion inventory like ASINs there. And trust me, those brands are doing an annual revenue of somewhere between 30 crores to 100 crores a year on marketplaces. They're good friends. We provide those services still in the place whenever it is required, but I never pitch them. I don't need to pitch them because they know I work on a certain ticket size. I can go low on the ticket size because we have a great history. We started this thing, but I never pitch them. I said, whatever guys you are working with right now, they are doing a really good job on that ticket size. I won't be interested or passionate with that ticket size anymore. 5 साल किया, 6 साल पहले किया, respect है. But I have that relation. We discuss on everything, and you know, every single time I discuss with any of the brands, they always like, यार तू हमारा काम क्यों नहीं करता? Why don't you do a campaign for us? Like sir, like अब 3 लाख 4 लाख का प्रोजेक्ट आप बोल रहे हो, मैं करूंगा ही नहीं, वो इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं. बराबर. मतलब मेरा इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. I'm being honest. I'm very self-aware in that sort that यार मैं छोड़ूंगा तभी जाकर के कोई यंगर जनरेशन का बंदा आके उसको करेगा ना. मुझे ही सब कुछ चाहिए तो कैसे चलेगा? Because I have seen producers, sorry, but I have seen producers, photographers who are doing the same assignment in 15 lakhs and 5 लाख में भी सेम करेंगे, सेम क्रू के साथ करेंगे. I have seen it. Why? Let the newer generation, newer talent come into picture. उनको भी तो चांस मिले. I mean, when I started, Anand, when I started, trust me, there were a couple of people in the market saying that he's charging less, he's charging less, he's charging less. Luckily, on paper, मेरा कॉस्ट बढ़ रहा है. On paper, मैं किससे कट्स वर्ट्स मुझे कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. And I'm building that game. And client says upfront कि तेरी फीस बाकी कॉम्पिटिटर से ज्यादा है, but project cost कम है. तो मैंने बोला मेरे को वही करना है. Right. So when I started, people came to me and saying that, oh, he's charging less, he's spoiling the market. I said no. 5 years back, I thought that this is what I deserve, and I used to charge that. Exactly. 5 years down the line, now I'm doing something, and I can assure you, 5 years down the line from today in 2028, I want to be the most expensive producer in the print space. जो on paper सबसे ज़्यादा पैसा लेगा. Honestly speaking, if I'm a official, if I'm hiring a photographer who's charging 3 lakhs a day, as a producer, my fee should be more than 3 lakhs. वो मेरा target है. See, I'm not stopping you from your goal. Why would you stop me from my goal? Right? If you're charging an X amount, you charge 3x now. Build that game for you and charge. I want to change my game. On paper, I want to be the most expensive of all. अगर आपको वही narrative लगता है. But at the same time, there are a lot of clients who are working with these young people and all that. I feel very good. I call the client. I say, this is the kind of content which you have done. I saw it on social media. I saw it on a website. This is the number which will go fine for me. And they say, no, this is around 30% less which we have got this project done with. I'm like, respect. अच्छी बात है. Because when I get to know that these boys are 22, 24, 26, 28-year-old kids who are hustling, who don't understand the meaning of production or producing a content, but they're still doing it, they're able to do it, respect. It was not the case for me. It was like everybody was like all over me. And I remember Ranvijay, I called Ranvijay that particular day and I was like, not in good mood back in 19. I said, Paji, ऐसे ऐसे हो रहा है. And he's like, अच्छा हो रहा है. He's like, तेरे बारे में अगर लोग बुरी बात कर रहे हैं, that means तू grow कर रहा है. तो तू अपनी game पे focus कर. And that was sort of motivation for me. So I personally feel that, you know, whosoever is doing, I do, like even if Anjit for that matter, like whenever he shoots with me, like he started his career in this industry with me. Before that he was having a good job in CGI, VFX and all that, and he moved over here. He's doing a really good job. And I feel proud when he's working for other brands. इसको अगर मैं नहीं छोड़ता तो ये ग्रो कैसे करता? बराबर. हर एक का टाइम आता है, right? So same is for everybody. Like you have to let go of those people, because if they can spread their wings and stretch it at a much better pace, rather than being under your shelter and they're not able to perform or give their 100%. I mean, I think you are not doing justice with your work. You are being biased.
Definitely, sir.
Right. आज भी मतलब, I mean, these boys, I mean, my ex team comes in, like जो 3 साल 5 साल पहले छोड़ा है. We come for Diwali, these parties and all. We're chilling. They were drinking all night. I feel good.
No, but that is why now, like, वो सिक्योरिटी की बात है. यहाँ ऐसे लोग, not यहाँ, I mean, there are people who are scared कि somebody who's worked under you, you are worried कि he or she will take away your jobs. That is so stupid.
Okay, there is one more analogy over here. I personally feel the only people who are insecure about their thing in the market are the ones who are not sure about their skill set.
I'm sure. Yeah.
If you're not sure about your skill set, if you're not confident about your art, about the way you do things or your niche or monopoly, that is the reason you're jealous. That is the reason you're insecure. If you know your game is sorted, nobody can take that from you.
Yeah. There's a photographer, I'll name him because it's a good thing. Homes. Whenever his assistant is about to leave, he puts out a Insta story.
He promotes, yeah.
Naming the person, tagging its Insta handle and saying he's a very capable guy.
Yeah.
He's worked with me for these many years. Please, if there are any shoots, feel free to get in touch with him.
I've seen it.
So nice.
Yeah, I've seen it.
You know, I mean, see, most people don't have assistants anymore or permanent ones, but look at him. So nice. He makes sure, I've seen at least 2 or 3 till now.
Yeah.
Where he's story लगाया है पूरा Insta handle के साथ कि and please get in touch with him.
Yeah.
This is sign of security है.
Yeah. Because they know that their game is confirmed.
और इतना मेहनत किया तुम्हारे लिए, उतना तो आप कर ही सकते हो. You know, so it feels so nice to see that.
Yeah. No, definitely, I completely agree with you on that part because exactly that's the game. I mean, a lot of my team when we started the studio, we moved to this space and they wanted to intern under somebody because they happened to meet a lot of people on the rental. I said, go for it. Varier is one of the examples. Where I assisted somebody, some photographer, and he came back, started his market. I'm like, good for you. Good, go and do it. And still we chill. He's the only person. Yeah. I call him at like, what are you doing, bitch? He'll like, nothing, chilling. I just come over. He'll come over, we'll chill and relax. हर बंदे का अपना टाइम आता है, करना चाहिए. आपको whatever best you can do, I mean, give it back as a platform to your people, to people. Achha, that is one thing. Second thing is also like the newcomers who are coming to us and saying that no, we don't have the budget. We give the discounts. We try to help them in whatever way they possible because it's a homegrown label. It's a new brand. These young 20-year-old kids started this brand. This 21-year-old boy who wants to start his photography, just learning. We try to help them in whatever way we can. Just because I didn't get the chance or the platform doesn't mean that I have to be
We don't give that to others.
If we have that, give it back. Try to give it back in the best way possible and try to help. And that is what the community is about. And if you look at the fraternities abroad, the best of the best guys will sit and do the sessions with the younger generation, with the kids and all.
So even with us, like as photographers, I'll tell you one thing now. So many of us have recommended each other.
Yeah.
One direct example I'm giving, Anubhav has recommended me. There was a shoot for Bulgari. And I was like, we were in that shoot. We were in Mussoorie.
अच्छा.
जब shoot कर रहे थे, call आता अनुभव का. I was like, Anand, I'm not there. There's a shoot for Bulgari. I'm like, sir, why aren't you? Like, no, I'm already occupied and very professional. He has his dates occupied or whatever it is. He's like, so I've given you a number. आप बात कर लेना, please. So that is the sort of security people have.
True.
You know, because they're confident of themselves.
Yeah.
ये नहीं कि इस बार दे दिया तो मतलब मेरे से चला गया. None of that. Yeah.
True.
And I really admire. It's so nice when you have that sort of people who you are competing with, but they're your friends.
Yeah. A lot of brands.
And mutual respect.
Yeah, a lot of brands who come and say that we don't have the budget. I guide them. So because my background is majorly D2C marketplaces, how it happens. A lot of brands come and say, and I guide them better. Okay, I'm not the right guy for you right now. You go to this particular studio, you do this photographer, get the job done, see the numbers, how the numbers are rolling out, how the revenue is rolling out in the next 6 to 9 months. Then you come to me and then you do this thing. I mean, I can also sell you a 10 lakh package saying that you can make the brand big. Bro, तेरे पास पैसा नहीं है bro. तू पैसा हार्ड एंड मनी का लगा रहा है, अपने सेविंग लगा रहा है. तू क्यों पैसा सारा ब्रांड पे लगा रहा है? तू पहले 50,000 लाख रुपए का बेसिक शूट कर, कैटलॉग कर, डाल उसको, देख कंटेंट कैसा आ रहा है. उसके बाद देन यू डू द बिगर गेम ना. I can also sell it because the moment they come to our office, they see bloody these shoots happening all around because nobody has such kind of space and such kind of team in Delhi right now. We're like 35 people in house.
How many? 35.
35 people are on payroll right now. If you look at all the except if you leave leather, I think 30 people तो होगा. So सब काम कर रहे हैं. देखा नहीं, किसी को आदत नहीं है. इवन प्रोडक्शन हाउस में भी, when I go on floor as a producer and they see my team like 5 people, like अरे तुम्हारा, like हाँ, this is how I work. मैं खुद नहीं भाग सकता हूँ झोला लगा के. मतलब everybody knows their job यार. So that's the thing. I mean, that's the thing. But yeah, I mean, it was literally nice having you here today.
अरे
We'll get on another session.
हाँ हाँ हाँ
I think next session should be with you, me, and Raju.
हाँ, राजू को बुलाइए सर. Today I missed him sadly. I was a little late. That'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll do that.
A lot more things will come up.
Yeah, because so that's what I was discussing with Ashu as well, Lakshya. So that we should, he's completely like into that thing. He's like, yeah, we should do it. So let's do a event or a sort of a meetup in the month of October, November. पीछे जंगल पड़ा हुआ है, उसको पूरा रेडी कर देंगे. And we'll come, chill, have a beer, talk about works, present करते हैं ना काम, best of the best works.
Funniest thing, हम लोग मिलते कब? Birthday parties या शादियों में. ठीक है, whoever, otherwise I don't go much, but otherwise हम वही मिले हैं सर. Even like I never knew Raju and all, Raju, Anubhav, anybody before. Devanshi, Tuli, she organized a picnic once, and that's where I met Hormes, Anubhav that time. So it's like that we met. I
sir,
something कि सब मिल सके.
I don't go even on those kind of events as well. I never go out. You know me, right? You will hardly see me anywhere. I'm like a ghost outside my office. But yes, I think as a community we should do these kind of things. These kind of
It's super fun.
So we're planning in the month of October and November. And what I was discussing with Charu as well, that Charu is super pumped, fully enthusiastic guy. I met this guy like earlier like 2-3 months back. I met him for the first time, and I happened to meet him 2-3 times after that. Super pumped. Like, yes, he's gonna, yeah, let's do it. And I like the energy. Like, dude, you are having the same wavelength as me. Abhi, we'll do something with you.
So nice, yeah.
Yeah.
So it is super fun, yeah, because never have all of us or many of us met. वही शादियों में मिले हैं. उसमें माहौल अलग होता है. I mean, you're in a different world. But it'll be nice, yeah, where everyone meets up once in a while.
Yeah, true. I mean, definitely we should do that. But yeah, it was nice having you.
And likewise, sir. Nice being here. मिलते हैं फिर से.